I like to refer to these as small, medium, large spaces. The district, including the principal, did an analysis of their existing high schools and analyzed how many students were in each class that they held during the day. They're analyzing their efficiency, the way they're using their spaces to make sure they're occupied as much as possible. And what they found that was percentage-wise, there was it was about 20%, I think, for a number that sticks in my head, of classrooms that were 40 or larger of student load. About 60% were in that traditional 30 range, and then there was another 20% that were under that, sometimes 10 to 15 students. The problem is when we design a building that every room is 900 square feet, some of those don't accommodate a 40 to 45 student class. Some you've got this massive room for 10 kids. And so what the district did was analyze that, and then we did a layout based on those percentages. So the teacher that's teaching a customized, maybe it's an advanced calculus class, and there's 12 kids in it, they can work in a small classroom here, and then a teacher that needs a 45 student classroom for an art class or whatever it might be can pull over into the large classrooms. And then we have the 900 square foot mid-size that handle all of the traditional core classrooms, right? So the value of that is it allows the space to be flexible based on the teacher's class. The teacher in this scenario doesn't own a class, they own an office. And then they move kind of like at a collegiate level from classroom to classroom depending on the student load and the needs that they have. How many teachers, when you ask them, is your classroom big enough? The answer is always what? No, right? So instead of building a bunch of 1,400 square foot classrooms that you might have 12 kids in, these collaboration suites that are connected to the classrooms really take a 600 or a 900 or a 1,200, 1,300 square foot room and make it even larger.
All throughout the design is how can we in most affordable ways bring interest and support learning. With the important thing we're always looking at is how can we design each of whatever the space is to be able to adapt quickly, because a principal could change, a band teacher could change, the technology curriculum could change, and you want your building to be able to flex with that. So that's the most affordable thing you can do over time for your building is to design those things in.
Can move out to this location and work in this scenario. We were in here one time walking through the group, and a teacher was running a Socratic seminar. And it was cool to just stand there and be quiet and watch how the teacher stood here working with the kids in Socratic seminar, and her class was going in there, and she could look over, see what's up, and she was simply moving between the teams. And there was another class down on that end, and then there's a quiet classroom over there that's separated off acoustically doing their thing. Right?
And the flexibility is the key. You know, if you don't want to teach this style, you can always teach traditional. But the key is that there's the ability that exists.